Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to the currently captured Dreadstone. In today's episode, we are going to be declaring war against the Lightning Hoods, and apparently they use hovercrafts, and of course, because they are the Lightning Hoods, they also use a lot of lasers. So what I'm going to do as quickly as possible is extend our current resource chain all the way from over here to the new resource zone, and then I'm going to add some laser defenses to our vehicles in the form of the smoke dispensers. And apparently the White Flyers have invaded some of this territory. This did belong to the Onyx Watch. What's happened there? Perhaps me taking over that area and then leaving it vacant allowed an attack from the White Flyers to invade a bit of Onyx Watch territory. Either way, a little bit weird, so I'm going to go ahead and add all of these buildings all the way along here, and so the arteries of the Blood God will continue to expand. It's going to look really cool when we're completely finished, because the entire map is going to be covered in this horrible red tentacle creation. Which sounds very bad now I've said it. Either way, let's continue. By hitting the like button right now on this video, you too can help save this poor Abaddon currently drowning. One like equals one prayer to the Blood God to save his minion. Be kind and like the video. Thank you for your time. I've decided we're going to be a little bit silly and hopefully a little bit more fun. Rather than simply waiting until we have all of the laser defenses sorted and all of these buildings ready, we are going to declare war against the Lightning Hood straight away and hopefully rush into this resource zone and instantly take it out. If we can do that, it means the Lightning Hoods are already crippled in terms of their ability to create new units, and thus they are much, much less of a threat. Well, okay, we're putting that on hold for a moment because the White Flyers are sending 2 Chaos against us. There's a group which is literally just 2 Chaos. That's going to be a very interesting fight, and by the looks of things, it's trying to reinforce this tile which I'm about to attack. So we attack this tile, we hopefully take it over fairly easily since it's only a strength 30, and then we await the White Flyers. As soon as that fight's done, then I'm going to continue this force south, and we're going to attack the Lightning Hoods in this territory here. The battle plan is laid out. I also have the melee vehicle and this group currently going back to get some more materials, which are then also going to help out with our push against the Lightning Hoods. I've decided I'm not actually going to go with laser defenses, because that would mean I would have to add fuel to my craft, because sadly, the smoke dispensers actually require fuel to be set off. And of course, we're using steam engines, which just use raw material. I don't want to have to rebuild too much, and honestly, a bit of laser damage would be fun to see. Oh, this is going to be such a silly fight. So the enemy have spawned in the water, which means they're going to sink. None of my craft can really deal with this, so let's make sure we don't waste all the ammunition and everything else from the Bloodletter, put it at the back, and then we'll turn off the AI once the fight starts. All of the Krull, as usual, at the back. I'll just make them go offline, and we'll put down the Cram Cannon here. Perhaps it'll get one good shot before the enemy vanishes. Pause time. So what I want is the Bloodletter off, the Cram Cannon only on weapons, and same with the Krull, the Carnage can actually fly. So there we are. Please kill it before it goes underwater. You don't have that long. Okay, both of the Carnage focused on one vehicle, and it seemed to work pretty well. That's weird. Are those shots despawning? Oh no, it just can't figure out that there's a bit of land here. Well, that's good for us, I suppose. Oh, a near miss, although it did detonate on the water because of the inertial fuse. Are they all dead? Good, they were very weak enemies. That was a strength 30 something? Okay, that was quick and nice. So also, I've decided... Look at this slide because of the recoil. I've decided this tank is going to be called, if I can get to the right thing, The Defiler is the name we are going with. Now, I'm fairly certain that there is a craft named that in one of the enemy factions in the normal game, but either way, we're going to go with it here. The reason I've picked the name, as was suggested, is because this is actually one of the vehicles in the Warhammer 40k universe, which focuses on having a really big cannon. And because this has a really big cannon, I think it's only right that's the name we go with. Also, don't the Carnage look really weird with their AI currently off? Kinda like UFOs. I should build a UFO. Now, before we find out where the Chaos is currently hiding, I'm just doing a little bit of work to the Bloodthirster. So what I've just done is removed all the beams along here and replaced it with regular heavy armor, which means we can replace all of those with rams. This will go slightly over the volume limit for now, but I will take off some stuff in a little while just to make sure that goes back down to 2000. And the reason why I'm doing that is because our lovely rams can't be placed on the side of things like this, but if you replace a block, it simply works, because From the Depths is very weird when it comes to building stuff, so that's absolutely fine. And this means if we ever get a vehicle stuck on top, it should take some damage by the natural movement of the Bloodthirster and the fact that there's a vehicle stuck on top, which will naturally be trying to move itself, so that should help a little bit. I was originally going to add one of our smaller spin blocks, but the issue there is that failsafes on the cannon have a lot of issues when it comes to seeing sub-objects, things like spin blocks, other turrets, things like that, as we've seen with the Rhino self-destructing. And I really don't want to lose our cram cannon, although we could remove it and add some more melee weaponry, some more armor, and perhaps some more stability. Having the ranged component just makes this vehicle so much more versatile. Okay, let's let it go, and it should be able to move fine still. And all is good, although it is still a little bit bouncy. And there is a lot of smoke now that we're moving. That seems fine. Okay, now let's get back to finding where the Chaos is currently hiding. Oh, come on, White Flyers, that is not fair. So the White Flyers, out of nowhere, are now attacking our supply line I have just built. Thankfully, they will only fight them one at a time, so it's going to take them a long time to get through them, but we are going to lose some of our structures. In the meantime, the forces I was sending down south are now going back north. And this fight is about to start, whether I like it or not, even though some of my vehicles aren't reloaded properly, because I thought these were going over there. They kind of duped me, honestly. So where is my melee vehicle here? There it is, excellent. Bloodthirster, you are way further out than I thought you was. That's actually really annoying. Okay, lots of little annoyances with this one. Abaddon, get at a safe-ish distance. Other Abaddon, go actually with the original, that would be the best. Bloodletter, you know you're going to be focused on regardless, so go down the middle. And then the Krull should go elsewhere. Now, a lot of people were saying that perhaps the Bloodletters were being targeted because they are the flagship. However, that can't actually be the case, as the only targeting mechanism in the game is the target prioritization card, and that doesn't allow the selection of a flagship. So, technically speaking, that shouldn't be possible. Although I still can't really tell what they're actually going for, so I don't really know. Either way, I think I'm going to hide out on one of the Krull. It's currently raining, so I probably won't be able to see all that much, and just begin the fight. What? Did you spawn half in the ground? Okay! Great, the Bloodletter glitched out straight away. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, so on the enemy side then we have the Chaos over here. Here's the shots from the Bloodletter, who's currently flailing. Okay, a few shots. Oh, look at that damage. The Bloodletter's cannon is amazing. Okay, missiles coming out. Here comes some shots from the Abaddon from the side. One hit there, sadly clipping the shield very, very badly. The missiles are coming in, hopefully stopping him as well. More of the Abaddon shots coming into the side. The Bloodletter is happily doing a lot of damage, and the one Chaos has been massively slowed. Bloodletter doing some internal damage there. I keep forgetting how powerful the Bloodletter really is, but I think it was just hit by that particle cannon. Although it keeps on firing, look at how much damage that thing can do. Okay, good, the Bloodletter's stopped being flipping over. I mean, it could have been the fact it was low on energy as well, so the PID system couldn't... That's an AI dead. Okay. Come on, Bloodletter, keep going. The missiles didn't hit you, they must have gone for the Abaddon. Yes, your gun is making you move faster even though you have lost half of your backside. Okay, I'm going to have to jump on this now because there's a very small chance I might be able to capture this thing. Everyone stop! It's changing target. Who's going for now? No, it's 2 damage. That's a shame. Never mind. Keep killing it. No, you're all ignoring salvage, but still. That was probably one of the most perfect fights I've ever seen versus the Chaos. The Bloodletter just had a really good... Oh, look, the melee vehicle. Had a really good chance just to keep on hitting them the entire way through. The Abaddon volleyed the left side, doing some really big internal damage. And then, most importantly, it just stopped moving too quickly. And the Bloodletter just outpaced it. I also got very lucky in the fact that the particle cannon seemed to miss almost every single shot. What am I stuck on right now? Oh, I'm on you. When did I get stuck on you? Still need to fix the spin blocks. Okay. That was a pretty decisive victory. All of you repair? And let's hope you can get there before too much damage is done. Definitely going to lose some of these vehicles. Yes. Why is the treadstone out there? I must have clicked it by mistake while I was doing the buildings. Well, there's a little bit of resource I've just wasted. We have just lost our first structure, and now they are engaging with our second one. Thankfully, I can hold off this battle for a grand total of 2 minutes, or 90 seconds, which is currently left. And in the meantime, I'm actually going to go ahead and declare war versus the Lightning Hoods. So, hello there, good fellows, I declare war on you, and I'm going to insult you a lot. There we are. Now you're very, very heavily insulted. The Abaddon and the melee vehicle are going to repair themselves, and they are going to go and try to capture this resource zone. Of course, there's also the Strength 100 protecting it, so we do need to lure that out first. And we should catch up soon. Before we get into the first battle versus the Lightning Hoods, I've decided to take a bit of drastic action when it comes to the Bloodletter. Although the Bloodletter has served us very well in its time since its creation, it's about time now, since we're fighting stronger enemies, to say goodbye to the Bloodletter as our main source of damage, and hello to the Abaddon version 3. Now, the Abaddon V3 is not as powerful as the Bloodletter, because the Bloodletter is essentially a giant floating turret, but it will definitely get the job done. It's far more reliable in terms of sustained fire and in terms of defense than the Bloodletter, and of course we've seen how well the Abaddon overall chassis, the overall build, deals with both rough terrain and pretty much any situation. It's definitely one of the better builds in terms of being just reliable. So the weapon we've got is 2 500 RPM cannons, which of course is less than half of the damage of the Bloodletter, which fires very similar shells, incoming loud noises. Except for these shells move a little bit slower, but have more fragments per shell, so hopefully the overall damage will be somewhat closer. And the biggest difference, though, between the Bloodletter and the Abaddon V3 is that the Abaddon V3 does not use belt-fed loaders. Well, it does, but not only belt-fed loaders. It also uses regular autoloaders, which means it doesn't go into that horrible reload phase where the weapon simply can't fire, which both occurs in the regular Abaddon and the Bloodletter, so this will hopefully be the most reliable vehicle we have on our team, except for the Krull, because the Krull is just stupidly effective for its low cost. And of course, we're going to be testing this out when we first see the White Flyers, the Lightning Hoods. I keep on doing that. Well then, here we go, the first battle versus the Lightning Hoods in the Ashes of the Empire campaign, and there are lots of vehicles of all different shapes and sizes, and I have no idea what any of them are. The only vehicle I know of is the Wisp, because we briefly used that when we first made our hovercraft before using the PID system. There is, however, a 10,000 volume enemy worth 249,000 materials. We really want to kill this thing. It would literally build us another tank, even if we only got 10% of its resource. So, begin the battle. Let's make sure the AI is turned on everything, which would be pretty darn nice, it must be said. Okay, and straight away we are firing. Oh dear, that is not the train I wanted to see. I can't imagine any of those shells actually getting towards a target, and sadly it is raining, so I apologise for the lack of visibility. So, we have a lot of flying, well, a lot of hovercrafts, I'm assuming, which use laser weaponry. I'm going to guess this is the big thing. Ooh. It's a drone ship. I wonder if it's making any more, or it just comes with those two. Oh my lord, that's a lot of missiles. And it does have laser turrets all over it, and once again, 2 laser vehicles. No, you don't use a laser, you use a railgun. Okay then. Begin! So there's the flyer. That's the only flyer they have. Incoming the shells. Oh, I think that was self-harming. Oh no, no, the Abaddon is aiming for the larger target, and that's what it should be doing. The AI should be setting off against large enemies. So that is 3 of our lovely miniguns currently aiming at their largest vehicle. You can tell which one's at the Abaddon because it's a much slower fire rate. A slow rate. It is creating new vessels. Oh, it has anti-missile lasers, but hopefully we have enough to get through. We do. That is taking up so much of our time. A cram cannon shell hitting the inside of the vehicle from our melee vehicle, thus proving that cram cannons are freaking awesome. I think that just killed it. Look, all of that damage came from the cram cannon, and it is AI dead. It is defeated. Oh wow, yeah, the new version of the Abaddon, so much better than the old version. Slightly slower shells. Really difficult to say there. Slightly slower. Wow, I'll be doing this all day. Slightly slower shells, but they do more damage. The lasers are very weak on the enemy side. The bloodletter there. This time not flipping since we've slowed down the fire rate a little bit. The little guys do take a beating. We got so lucky with that cram shell though on the larger vehicle. The missiles did very little in this fight. It was almost completely the advanced cannons and one very lucky cram cannon shell. There we are. I think we have won. The melee vehicle even got to melee something, even though they were all hovercraft. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. How much resource did we get from that? A fair bit, actually. Okay, in that case, I'm going to go back just to restock on material from our land rig, and then we are going to try and take their resource zone. It is now getting very close to the end of this campaign. Once we have this resource zone, the lightning hoods are going to be very, very hard pressed to attack us. The white flyers we are defending against, darn it, very well. Oh, so close. Okay, we're losing one more of our vehicles. Structures. It'll move on to the next now. You're almost there. Come on. No, 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 don't start. Just get closer so you can actually start properly. And you, stock up. Like you are right now, and then go to war against that fellow.
On my way.
All good? Now I have been told that the lightning hoods are being updated heavily soon. I was hoping I could wait it out until they were updated, but sadly it didn't seem to happen. Wait. Are you fighting the same one over and over again? 'Cause it certainly seems like it. Finally, we have reached the enemy which were attacking our structures. So let's spawn everything in the usual places and get the carnage along the side. And let's quickly deal with them, shall we? Now the carnage probably isn't actually online right now, so there we are. The bloodletter happily firing. Yeah, now I've lowered the fire. Oh my lord, that was quick. I was about to say lowered the fire rate. It looks like the bloodletter's able to shoot again and not instantly flip over. And then I get this shell going right through it. What was that? I think that's just pure kinetic. What actually fired that though? I don't think I've seen that from the white flyers before. Oh, yes, I have. That was a railgun shot. Well done to that enemy. Oh, it's still firing! The Bloodletter's still firing! Even after that! Oh, it's going to die, though. Yeah, it's about to go down. Missiles from the enemy. They're both aircraft. Excellent. Krull missiles incoming. The Bloodletter's still firing! Oh, Bloodletter. It's like it's desperately trying to prove itself to me after all of the bad things happening earlier. Oh, the Bloodletter's dead. Those are some nasty shells. Oh, please don't hit it. Please don't hit it. Now, that's not the Abaddon. That's the Cram Cannon tank, isn't it? Yeah, that's the Defiler. That would actually be very bad to be hit by that. What are you aiming at? Oh. Okay, that was a very long-range shot there from the Cram tank, sadly missing. Oh, the Cram tank is being meleeed. Missiles coming in from the side, not really doing all that much. Another shell incoming from the Defiler. This time hitting and instantly killing the target in one glorious shot. Okay, I do love Cram Cannons, I'll be honest. I just wish they were more reliable. If they were more reliable and easier to set up so they're actually hitting most of the time, I think I would use them over advanced cannons. Just because I love the idea of this huge shot just flying across the battlefield before detonating and instantly killing something. Even the largest advanced cannon shells don't really have that feeling to them. And boom! It vanished. Well, the Cram Cannon made it go away from existence. Excellent. Okay, so with that done, we're going to pull all of those and we're going to start sending them south along with the other group and hopefully clearing out some of the Lightning Hood's area, because honestly, I have no idea where the Lightning Hood main base is even going to be.
Moving out.
If the White Flyers are down south, I'm guessing the White Flyer base is somewhere here, so I'm thinking in the hills here. That's the only place it would make sense for the Lightning Hood's base to actually be located. Either way though, let's see if we can take out this. Also, we have set it so they are... One second. Earlier today, I did have the issue before recording with, first of all, the graphics resetting, but I think there was a small hotfix and a lot of the settings changed. No, I was about to say, it did look like the enemy growth factor wasn't at 2, but apparently it still is, so I do check that a lot. After having issues in the previous campaign with it resetting, I must check it at least 5 times an episode, just to make sure everything's still going okay. So, the enemy have the Tectonic, which is huge, but not as big as some of the other vehicles. We also have a laser turret and a light missile turret. Okay, let's just spawn these in, make sure they're all okay. And then once I can confirm that, we will hopefully take over yet another resource zone.
Turning off.
Okay, all good. Naturally, at least one of our vehicles spawned into the water, because why not? Make sure the energy is being shared correctly. Yes, it is. Okay then, I'll be right back as soon as we get into the battle. Did enough people hit the like button that the Blood God heard our prayers? Can I get a blood for the Blood God? The Abaddon is saved. It is a Christmas miracle. And so begins the final battle of the day versus the Tectonic, the light missile turret, and the laser turret, which are really split up and nowhere near the enemy resource zone. A little bit odd for resource gatherers, I'll admit, but okay then. We're going to put the Bloodletter over here, as it should focus on the Tectonic, same with the Bloodthirster. The Krull are actually perfectly fine where they are, that's absolutely no problem. And then the 2 Abaddon I'm going to put between the 2 groups to hopefully absorb some of the damage. Just make sure the land's okay. Nice and flat, okay.
Taking control.
Okay, there we are, the battle has begun. Let's see what the enemy can do. So, we have the Bloodletter over here, which I thought had just been hit then, but no, it's just the thrusters. Here is the Tectonic, currently on the ground, which is good news for our melee vehicle. It has missiles and it has lasers, it has everything you would expect, although I'm still not 100% sure why it's so ridiculously expensive. Ooh, is that a particle cannon? And it also has a particle cannon, which is this back weapon here. Over here we have the laser turret and the missile turret very, very far away. So, begin! The Bloodletter has been killed! That was quick. The laser and the cannon both focused on it and it was down in seconds. The Abaddon looks like it's taking quite a beating as well from that cannon. Okay, the Tectonic is now being focused on by the Abaddon and the missiles. Oh, a cram cannon hit to the side and incoming the Bloodthirster. Is it still low enough? Just about. A little bit of melee damage there, although not all that much. The Abaddon is being beat up by the laser tank, and it seems a bit confused about what to do. Well, that's kind of annoying. Oh, another cram cannon hit to the side of the Tectonic, incoming the missiles. That looks very, very painful. Okay, everyone stop now. At least the Bloodthirster. Just stop for a second. The laser turret's still online. I'm currently on the Krull. I just want to see if I can capture this thing. Or just get completely stuck in the weaponry. Does that say AI dead? Yes, it does. Okay, we've captured it. We have the Tectonic. Everyone go back online, please. The Abaddon just turned itself back on as well. Okay, the Tectonic is ours and upside down. We're now against just the laser turret, which has actually done a load of work. It's killed both Abaddons. Well, I guess it is just a stationary turret. You can get a really powerful weapon if you build stationary like this. As in, it's a stationary building with a turret, I should say. Not a stationary turret, that would be kind of useless. Incoming missiles from the Krull, which are apparently just in range. A cram cannon shell detonating this, which is the engine room. That's pretty good. And incoming missiles from the Krull. This is absolutely amazing. Seriously though, this turret is probably the most scary thing I've seen today. It killed both Abaddons, and it killed the Bloodthirster. Sorry, the Bloodletter. Naturally hitting yourself. Well done there. Oh, it's because it's a structure. Every time the lovely Bloodthirster here tries to hit it, it bounces off because it's a stationary structure that literally can't be moved. It's one of the weaknesses of using a spin block. Okay, it's dead. So, let's have a look at the Tectonic, or at least what remains of the Tectonic at the moment. Okay, you're normally worth 219,000, but you have been massively damaged. You still have quite a few RTGs, so how much is a 4-meter RTG worth? 1,500, so 1,500, 3,000, 6,000, yep, this is a lot of resource. I can't believe the Abaddon died so quickly, though. Actually, let's have a quick look-see at the Abaddon's state at the moment. What happened to die so quickly? Is it the new turret? The new turret is a little bit more vulnerable. Yep, it was exactly that. Look, the outside seems like it's almost not hurt, but apparently the new turret cap isn't quite well defended enough. Of course, we could also add laser defences in the form of smoke dispensers, which I will be doing, which will help out a lot as well. And the other Abaddon, the exact same has happened. The turret got knocked out, but the rest of the body's absolutely fine. So we need to reinforce the new Bloodletter style cannon, and then everything should be okay. We have the Tectonic, and are we going to scrap this? Or are we going to keep it and try to make it able to harvest resource? I'm not too sure. If we scrap it, we'll probably get enough for a whole other tank. If we keep it, it's kind of mean, and I do kind of adore that. Also, one of these spin blocks is causing all sorts of problems, so for now, you are going to be turned off. There's another one somewhere making us move, but okay, at least now we're not flying off into space. It has a lot of fuel, so it has both fuel tanks and the RTG-powered systems? Well, I guess if I turn off the fuel tanks and then use that volume to reinforce all of this, I think we can make this into a resource harvester. Uh-oh. Bloodthirster, stop. Bad. Apparently the Bloodthirster really wanted to kill this. Either way, though, I'm afraid I am all out of time for today's episode. If you have enjoyed, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Apparently words are not my friend today, but you know what I meant. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.